Why slowing down made him irreplaceable. At first, it looked like hesitation, a refusal to keep up, a pace that felt out of step with everyone else. In modern careers, speed is celebrated, faster responses, quicker decisions, constant motion. Slowing down is often mistaken for lack of ambition. But in environments driven by complexity, speed without thought can quietly become a liability. To understand why slowing down changed his career, we need to look at the system he was operating inside. The team moved fast. Decisions were made quickly. Problems were solved on the surface and revisited later. Momentum mattered more than understanding. And for a while, he kept up, but cracks appeared. The same issues resurfaced repeatedly. Fixes didn't hold. Meetings multiplied without resolution. Everyone was busy, but few things felt settled. He noticed that urgency was masking deeper problems, and that no one had time to examine them. He began doing something that felt counterintuitive. He slowed down, not dramatically, not publicly. He asked clarifying questions others skipped, took time to map dependencies, looked for root causes instead of quick patches. While others rushed to close tasks, he focused on making sure they wouldn't return. At first, this drew quiet resistance. People were impatient. Deadlines loomed. His approach felt inefficient in the moment. Slowing down made him stand out, not as a star, but as an obstacle, and that made the choice uncomfortable. Still, he persisted, because he realized something others hadn't yet named. Moving fast was keeping the system fragile. Slowing down was the only way to make it durable, and durability, he suspected, would matter far more than speed in the long run. That belief would soon be tested, because choosing depth over urgency comes with a cost, especially in cultures that equate motion with value. And the moment that cost became visible would determine whether slowing down was wisdom or a mistake he'd have to own. The tension grew as results took time to show. In a culture obsessed with immediacy, patience looked suspicious. Others closed tickets quickly, delivered updates rapidly, created the appearance of progress. He, meanwhile, spent time diagnosing issues that didn't yet have names, mapping processes few people wanted to document, asking questions that slowed meetings instead of speeding them up. The resistance wasn't hostile. It was subtle, raised eyebrows, gentle reminders about deadlines, comments about urgency. No one told him to stop, but no one encouraged him either. Slowing down placed him slightly out of sync with the rhythm everyone else followed. Internally, doubt crept in. Was he overthinking? Was depth becoming avoidance? Was he trading relevance for correctness? In fast environments, confidence is often borrowed from momentum, and without visible wins, conviction has to come from judgment alone. But then patterns emerged. The issues he addressed stopped reappearing. The fixes held. Teams downstream experienced fewer surprises. Decisions stuck longer. While others remained busy reacting, his work quietly reduced the need to react at all. Still, the cost was real. He didn't look fast. He didn't look efficient. He looked slow. And slowness is risky when performance is measured by responsiveness instead of resilience. The conflict sharpened when leadership questioned timelines, when comparisons surfaced, when his approach had to justify itself without the language the system preferred. He realized something critical in that moment. If he sped up to match expectations, he would lose the very advantage he was building. But if he continued slowing down, he risked being misunderstood or overlooked entirely. The choice wasn't between right and wrong. It was between fitting in and fixing what no one else was fixing. And once that distinction became clear, the decision became unavoidable. He chose to stay slow, not because it was safe, but because it was necessary. And necessity, when paired with patience, has a way of revealing its value. Eventually, the question was whether the system would notice before doubt forced him to abandon the approach altogether. The shift became undeniable only after something broke. Not loudly, but meaningfully. A complex issue surfaced that no quick fix could hide. Deadlines slipped. Dependencies collided. The usual rapid responses failed to stabilize it. For the first time, speed created more damage than progress. And suddenly, the system needed what it had been resisting. Depth. He already understood the structure. the trade-offs. The root causes others had skipped. While urgency pushed everyone else into reaction, he moved with calm precision, not because he was smarter, but because he had taken the time earlier that no one else had. The contrast was stark. Others scrambled to respond. He explained. Others patched symptoms. He addressed causes. The confidence he displayed wasn't loud. It was grounded, and in moments of complexity, grounded confidence stands out immediately. The room shifted. Questions turned toward him. Decisions slowed just enough to become intentional, but the conflict didn't disappear. Now the pressure reversed. If slowing down worked here, why hadn't it been valued earlier? Why did it take disruption for depth to be rewarded? He felt the tension between proving a point and staying aligned with his approach. Vindication can tempt ego, but ego undermines trust. So he stayed consistent. He didn't rush. He didn't posture. He focused on clarity. And clarity changed everything. What once looked like hesitation now looked like foresight. The habits he built quietly became the framework others relied on. The slowness that drew skepticism became the reason the system stabilized. The realization landed heavily. Speed impresses in simple environments. Depth sustains complex ones. And once complexity became unavoidable, the value of his approach could no longer be ignored. He wasn't just useful anymore. He was necessary. Because when everything moves fast, the person who understands what actually holds things together becomes irreplaceable. And that status doesn't come from visibility. It comes from being the one who knows where to slow down and why. The final question wasn't whether his approach worked. It was how long he could have afforded to abandon it. And that answer made the last phase of the story inevitable. The recognition didn't arrive as praise. It arrived as reliance. People began looping him in earlier, not to move faster, but to move correctly. His questions shaped planning. His caution informed timelines. What once felt like resistance was now treated as foresight. Slowing down hadn't made him slower. It had made him precise. He became difficult to replace not because he worked harder, but because he understood more. The system leaned on his judgment when stakes were high, and judgment, once trusted, compounds. Looking back, the risk wasn't slowing down. It was being mistaken for irrelevant before results became visible. But by staying consistent, he allowed depth to reveal its value on its own terms. The habits he built didn't just fix problems. They prevented them. And prevention rarely gets applause, but it earns trust. His story challenges a dominant belief. That speed equals competence. That urgency signals importance. In reality, the most resilient careers are built by those who know when to pause, analyze, and act deliberately. In a world that rewards motion, stillness can be strategic. Those who slow down with intention don't fall behind. They become the ones others can't move forward without. Sometimes the smallest shift in perspective becomes the beginning of a new future. Why